I'm Dr. Kathy Rafus-Wilczek. I am a physician and a healthcare management professional. But before that, I was a master French chef. I specialized in pastries. I've worked in some of the best French restaurants in Chicago and ran the pastry department of a very well-known hotel in the Chicago area. So I'm going to show you today my 3-ingredient chocolate mousse. Thank you for the background music. I love it.
It's not my fault.
Dancing. This isn't the Zumba class. The 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. So just that heavy whipping cream you get in the grocery store. This is like a generic brand, so it's not even real high end. And I'm going to put it in the microwave. Of course, I'm all messy. I'm just going to put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. And that's going to warm up. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get the chocolate ready. I like to use a really tall container to do the chocolate because when you mix it together, you don't want it splatting all over the place. Chocolate is very messy and it's hard to clean up. So try and get something tall and thin if you can. It just makes the whipping easier. For every 1 cup of cream, I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup of chocolate. And as you can see, I just bought a generic chocolate. It's nothing really great. So this is a pretty inexpensive recipe, and you can do it pretty quickly. Somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I'm coming over." Oh, great. I don't have anything. Whip out your chocolate and cream. There you go.
Is that a powder or is it actually chocolate chips?
This is semi-sweet chocolate chips. I've tried dark chocolate. It's a little bitter. I actually like it like that. But for most people, it's a little bit bitter. And milk chocolate is way too sweet because there's no sugar in this at all. It's just the sugar from the chocolate chips. So 2/3 of a cup. Place it in something that is heat resistant because this is going to be boiling and I'm going to pour it in there. And the 3rd ingredient is just straight vanilla. Now a lot of people ask why vanilla with chocolate? Aren't you contradicting ingredients? Vanilla actually enhances the natural flavor of chocolate. And add as much as you want. I don't even measure this. Just give it a nice old glop. So the chocolate, the cream has just started to come to a boil. Put it into your chocolate. Give it a real quick mix. And let it sit. And the warm milk will do the rest. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes for the chocolate to melt. And then you put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to cool off the cream in enough time for it to be able to whip really well. Just like on TV, I made a batch in advance so we can see how that all works. I just have a handheld mixer. You can use your mixer that you use for making cakes, or if you have a big stand mixer and you're making a large batch, you can do that. This is just a handheld mixer. And you're going to mix this until it can hold peaks but not be really stiff. If you mix it till it's really stiff, you've made really delicious chocolate butter. And while you can probably use that in a cake recipe, it doesn't really make a good chocolate mousse. It's a pretty fast process. You just mix it around until you can see it stands up. It's still pretty liquidy right now. Needs a couple more seconds. You can see it's already started. That didn't take very long at all. There we go. Perfect. You can see, I'll put this over my head. Not going to do anything. I have a pastry bag with a little tip on it. If you don't have a pastry bag, that's okay. You can use a plastic baggie, a Ziploc bag, and put it into the Ziploc bag. But because I'm a former chef, I have a lot of these tools. Here's a great trick for you. You ever tried to put something into a pastry bag with one hand and scoop it in with the other, and you get it all over yourself?
Yeah.
Get a tall cup, put it into the cup, put this over the lid, open it up.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Wow.
And you can scoop it in. As you can see, this is already starting to melt really nicely. There we go. And this is all ready to go. Optimally, I would put this back in the refrigerator for about 3 or 4 more minutes in order for it to really nice and cool down and solidify. But I've got some samples over here. This has got a nice little tip on it. And you just sort of push it around, and you got a nice little sample of chocolate mousse.
Wow, that's cool.
Want to see the other thing you can do with this? Have some little cupcakes.
Oh.
There you go. Frosting for some little cupcakes. Is this not good enough for you? You want to make it a little special? I have some caramel. I have some strawberry. And I have some raspberry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get these chocolate mousses filled up for you. If you want to use one of these, please feel free to be my guest. Just squirted that all over myself. Add some of that. I'll even make some of the little cupcakes for you too, and then you can help yourself. Does anybody have any questions? Pretty easy, right? Yeah.
For those of us who don't do dairy,
Yeah.
have you ever tried this with some other kind of milk, like oat milk or any of those?
Yes. Very good question. The problem is it doesn't stand up and hold up, so you'd have to use some sort of gelatin.
Okay.
And they do have a vegan gelatin, which is usually agar-agar or a special vegan gelatin. You just follow the directions for 1 cup of liquid to the gelatin for that. It's going to get a little bit of a different texture.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit more gummy,
Right.
but it will work. It will work. Yeah, absolutely. So, let's see. Any other questions from anybody? Pretty easy, right? Who's going to try this at home? Everybody, I hope, right? Now, the nice thing about this is 1 cup of cream to 2/3 of a cup of chocolate. That's my taste. You might like it a little bit weaker, add a little less chocolate. You might like it a little stronger, add a little bit more chocolate. Try mixing milk chocolate and semi-sweet chocolate, or milk chocolate and dark chocolate. And again, I just used a really inexpensive chocolate. Doesn't have to be something great. If you've got a real special occasion, sure, go out and get some Ghirardelli chocolate and some real high-end cream. Fantastic. You will see a difference in taste, but this is going to be really good, I guarantee you. So, let me just finish this, and when you guys want to come and help yourself, I welcome you to come up and give it a try.
And how long can it keep? Like, let's say you know that people are coming over this afternoon, but you have work to do, but you have time in the morning to do it. Would that work, or is it something that has to be eaten quickly?
Oh, no, you could keep this in the refrigerator 2-3 days
Oh, yeah.
without a problem at all. Yep. Just put it in a sealed container,
Uh-huh.
or if you want to put it in your Ziploc bag, if you don't have a pastry bag, this is getting a little bit soft right now. If you don't have a pastry bag, then you can just put it in a Ziploc bag, put that in the refrigerator. It'll last a couple of days.
Oh, and then you just cook it. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to have some in the refrigerator when I know that I'm going to have guests around. So, if you don't want to eat it now, this is your spoon to take home with you, by the way. It's your free little gift for coming to indulge me and watch me do this. But if you don't want to eat it now, you can take one of the samples that are over here. So, any other questions from anybody?
What kind of cream did you say? Is it heavy cream?
Heavy cream. Yep, just general. I used a Price Chopper cream, so pretty easy. There you go. Please come up, help yourself.
You've been watching The Doctor is In Cooking with Kathy. This is Dr. Kathy. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe.